Why, hello. So here we are. We're going to review this scientific inquiry process, old words, scientific method. And let's see, we're going to start with a few notes, and then there's a couple scenarios here that are asking you to put things in the correct steps. Now mine looks like my scenario here on the right. For some reason the steps aren't all there, but I'm sure, oh, there they are. So yours will actually be on the correct page and have it set to go. So let's start with some definitions. Of course, when we're talking about scientific inquiry process, scientific method, we're just kind of talking about the process that one would go through from question to as good as you're going to get answer. And the exploration, the research, and really communication of any scientific thought. Things that you do at home work into this. Things that you'll do a lot more broadband will work into this too. So we're going to start. We got hypothesis. I don't know why these are put in this order, but it's okay. Hypothesis, for mostly known as educated guess. So if you have a problem, which we're going to get to here in 2 words, it's basically a question. I'll put that in there now. Why not? All right. A question that you want to solve. It does have to be kind of something you can solve. So I can't solve why Bill likes the color red and Sue likes the color orange. Those are opinions. It really isn't going to work. All right, but if I go, hey, I really want to know why my dog Jack is so hyper at night. That might be something you could possibly explore. So as you come up with that question, testable question, then you're going to do a little bit of research. My dog Jack's a beagle. Maybe it's a thing that around all beagles, so I might Google about beagles and their night behavior. Maybe it's the new dog food. Maybe at his old house, the people always stayed up at night and slept during the day. I don't know. You'd have to just do some research, finding more information about whatever that question was that you created. And after you've got that information, that's when you're able to form this hypothesis or educated guess. You now know more, and you're going to attempt to give an answer to the question, making sure that, it is feasible. Once you have that answered, that's when you can go in and you can start making your experiment. So your experiment is the materials and steps that you're going to follow to explore your question. All right, and again, it has to be very well read out, because in any scientific true story investigation, you have to make sure that it's repeatable not only by you in other places, but by other people. Now, my dog Jack, probably not something that would be as broadband, but when we're talking about a cure for cancer, definitely has to be all written out. As you do your experiment, what's not listed on here is you're collecting data the whole time, then you're analyzing the data, basically figuring out what does it mean. And then finally, you'll get to your conclusion. And your conclusion is basically a summary of what you did and what you found out. All right, the Cliff Notes. What people are going to flip to the back of your research and say, here we go. That's exactly what they did. All right. During your experiment, you got a couple things going down here. A control. Actually, you'll have lots of controls. That is the part of the experiment that, we'll just have it, stays the same. So if I am doing an experiment, I know one I used in class was do peppermints help people test better. So I am going to keep the same. I'm going to go ahead and just test 7th graders and 7th graders only. I'm going to give everybody the exact same test. I'm going to make sure everybody's taking the test in the exact same room. All right, all of that stuff is the same no matter what test group you're in because I'm controlling them. The independent variable is what the, I should color code it. Let's put it in my red. What the researcher changes. So I change, I will give half the students peppermints and the other half doesn't get peppermints. So my independent variable is the peppermint. Do you get it or not? All right, and then what? And it's I for independent. What do I change? Dependent is dependent upon what you change. So that really is your result from what you changed. So if the students who got peppermints actually do get better scores, then my dependent variable is better scores on the quiz. If not, then, well, they didn't get better scores. All right, so it's whatever changed because of what I did. I changed the independent variable, and then what happened because of that is the dependent variable. All right, so on the rest of this page, what you need to do, yours looks hopefully all together, is you just need to put these experiments in order. Understanding you're going to start with that problem. You got your research, you got your hypothesis, your experiment, your conclusion. Oh, I'm sorry, you're analyzing data, your conclusion, and you can always repeat several times the experiment, the research, and so forth. That's the ultimate kind of step-by-step process, but definitely understand that you can always go back and repeat a step that you've done. You just can't skip steps. So yeah, I can't skip the experiment. But when I'm done with the experiment, I could say, oh, I need to go research some more. So I'll go back up and research some more. And then that might, I might go back to that experiment and say, oh, you know what? I did something wrong here. Let's see what I can find out. So with that said, answer these and then come up and show me and we'll see how you did before you go to your next station. Very good.